Welcome to Talk of the Town. This is Wakil and your boy Coast, the host that does the most. Alright, all jokes aside, yo, welcome to Talk of the Town. We got my man Cory Evans popping in tonight on the check-in. We're gonna be talking about some grown man things. Um, if you're not married or have any intentions on bettering yourself or your relation or yourself as a man to be or bettering your marriage, then this might not be for you. But if it is, tap in, man. My man going to drop some gems. Let's get to that. Let me see something real quick. Go be goat, what up? You might have to send the invite, baby boy. Let me see something here. Let me see. I hate when this does this. Let me see. Oh, okay, I see you. I see you. Hey, Lon. How you doing, baby girl? Let me shut this fan off and shit. Alright, so Goldie Goat, I shot you an invite. You should see it. Yeah, I shot you an invite, Goldie. You should see it. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Talk of the Town, everybody.
What's good, brother? Talk of the
See,
town.
I don't see the invite. Okay. So you see down at the bottom of your phone, it should be a star. It should be like a person with maybe like almost like a little box in front of it. Hit that.
It's like a star, then it's like an arrow.
Invite. All right, I sent you another invite. I sent you an invite, Cory. You just gotta accept it. All right, hold tight. Yeah, you just gotta accept it. How you, Coast? How was your day?
My day was good. I had an early day,
Yeah.
cooling. You know, I got some places to go, family to see later. Then I'm gonna be up cooking. Have a
What you
turkey.
what you be cooking?
I'm gonna cook most of the meat and stuff. Pause. Like the turkey. I'm about to make ribs.
Puff Daddy love to hear that talk right now.
And then, my aunts and stuff will probably bring stuff. My mom will make mac and cheese and all the other stuff.
Let me see. All right, so there's an invite. I sent it. I don't know what's going on. Um, Accept. Boom. All right, let me see. He should be popping in. I don't know. I accepted the request and sent the request. Coach, you might have to assist him.
Well, he gotta. If you send a request, then he just gotta accept it. It works the same way. Like as soon as you see me pop up, it pops up on my screen.
So I sent the invite.
And I'm drinking wine tonight, Coast.
I see you with the wine, the Letterman jacket.
I'm
You
trying to
know,
be.
I'm regular tonight. I'm regular. I got a little button up on Thanksgiving Yankee joint. You know, polo, just the stunt for those that I'm still rocking polo.
So Floyd, he never even seen the joint. I talked to him, and
He said it didn't pop up. He said it never popped up.
it didn't pop up, huh?
Click on his comment, bump, and try to give him a request. Like add him. See if you can add him to the live from the comment.
You know, because people be wanting to, they be wanting to get this. They want to get this. All right, I see Dizzy Rowe, right? So I'm a invite Cory again. Let
Mm-hmm.
me invite Cory. Add.
You want me to go out and invite Cory and see if you can invite me back in? Wait, that's him?
You cannot comment again.
All right, all
Mark.
right,
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay,
I'm in.
he
I'm
in,
in.
we
I'm
in,
in.
we in, we in. Hey.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? Talk of the town, talk of the
Not
town.
much.
We
Not
here.
much. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Peace. Peace.
Peace, peace,
I
peace,
appreciate the invite.
peace. Yes, yes. So you caught Drifter the last show. So
Yeah,
positive talk, positive angles and stuff.
yeah. I got the last show. I was talking to Bump. I was talking to Bump earlier, and I was just telling him. I was just telling him how the show was. It was really good, man. I sat down, watched the whole thing, and me and Bump was going back and forth on all of the positive talk that was being thrown around. I feel like a lot of people should have been there, and that was one
Yeah.
that definitely needed to be shared, because there was a lot of information and a lot of things a lot of people probably needed to hear that they probably don't have too much of that dialogue going around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's one that needed to be shared. There was a lot of information in there, a lot of things that people probably need to hear, man. That'll help them out a lot.
Yeah. Thanks. So, Bump told me that, and I was excited. He said you wanted to do the interview, and we was gonna we're gonna take this one another way. We're gonna talk about, he said you was married for 18 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
but before that,
Before that, okay.
tell the people a little bit about yourself, your name, your
True,
representation,
true, true indeed, true indeed.
Well,
backdrop.
well, I'm from Stanford. My name is Cory Evans, but a lot of people know me as Goaty Goat.
A true
Okay.
legend.
You know,
I want to give you your flowers. That's again another reason why we discussed as far as you coming on. I want to give you your flowers off the rip.
thank you,
Salute,
man.
King.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Facts.
Yeah, so I'm definitely from the town. I've been out here my whole life, and you know how it go out here, man. So it's just been,
Yeah.
made a good life change, changed my life, got into the ministry, became a deacon at one point, then I became a minister. So right now I'm a ordained minister. So I just doing some different things with my life,
Speak a
different than
little.
what people,
Speak a little
expected
about
me to
that.
do.
Not to cut you off. If you could speak a little about that and what led up to the ministry, like what was it life changing or the game changer? What led you to the ministry and to take it as serious as?
Well, what led me to the ministry was basically, man, was me doing when I did my bid, I had an awakening, man, and it wasn't like what people think. When I went to jail for quite a some time. I had a pretty extensive bid, and in the course of that bid, I was able to do a little self evaluation. And even though in the course of that bid, I didn't do much church, I didn't go to church or anything like that. from time to time I went to the Islamic services, the Juma, but I never really did church like that. So for me, I had a kind of like an encounter in jail where the Lord kind of was talking to me towards in my bed, and at first I couldn't really understand it, but I knew that it was something going on within me that was changing. And when I came home, I know I didn't want to be the same person I was when I left. You know what I mean? I knew it was something different that I wanted to do, and I didn't want to be known for the same things that I was known for. And when I came to church, well, she wasn't my wife at the time. She was just my homegirl, Londi, at the time. She was going to church, and I seen her. I bumped into her, and she was like, yo, just out the blue. She was like, yo, why don't you come to church with me? I end up coming to church with her, and from then on, I haven't stopped going. You know what I mean? But
that's what's
what
up.
What it did for me is just show me something real that the streets wasn't providing. At one point, we give everything we got to the streets. We give the streets our life, man. We give everything we got to the streets, but the streets wasn't producing the same loyalty that I was giving to it. So I just felt like I didn't want to die in that false perception that I'm a real nigga, and I'm giving everything up that's good in me for people and things that just wasn't the same, bro. You know what I mean? And for that, man, when I seen how good God was and the things that he could do for our lives and how he just took me out of the dark and brought me into the light, I was able to see things for what it was. You know what I mean? Because for a long time I was in a dark place, man. I was in a dark place, and I didn't value my life or other people's lives. And when I was able to see how important it is to want to live your life for something other than yourself, because truth be told, when you're living in the streets, man, it's a really selfish lifestyle. You know what I mean? Regardless of how you try to cut it, it was I had kids out here, but when you have kids out here and you're doing the things that you're doing, it doesn't really show that that you're trying to be there for them. So what the ministry did for me, it was able to open me up and let me see things for what they were and see how good life can be without the BS. You know what I mean? And I just was able to, I feel like I haven't really started living until I got into the ministry, I wasn't really living my life and enjoying my life like that. And when I was able to, it just was a good feel, man. It was a good feeling of knowing that I got a God that loves me enough that he brought me out of that space, He brought me out of that darkness and brought me into the light and showed me something different. And it made me want to do something better for other people.
Right. So with that, did you have to change people, places, and things, like certain friends? Because I noticed, we used to hang out. This ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? However, like the old friends and the old behavior, because it has to start somewhere. So slowly, I saw you detaching, disconnecting.
No, absolutely. But what I realize is this: that when God makes a change in your life, sometimes people detach themselves from you because the spirit isn't the same, and they see something different in you that's no longer what you used to be. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you just have to remove yourself. But once you make a change, once you make a change in your heart, it's just certain places you just don't want to be no more. It's just certain people you're not going to click with the way that you used to. You know what I mean? But me, as far as like, I always had enough love where even the people that I had to disconnect from, I still try to let them know that, there's something better. So I never was the type of person to be like, oh man, I ain't in the streets no more, and I go to church, I don't deal with these people. I never was like that, because what I want for myself, I want for other people. But I know one thing about about life. You just can't force certain things on everybody. Everything ain't for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people they'll just rather stay away from you. It won't be nothing, it won't be nothing like disrespectful or nothing like that, but they'll just choose to stay away from you because I'm no longer goaty goat. So it's just certain shit I'm just not doing that I used to do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why even have him around? Because he ain't like that no more. So
Yeah.
gotta put it in you, and people will see it. You know what I mean? People will see a different light in you, and it's just certain things you just don't have to do. Because one thing about coming to the ministry, the first thing God does is remove people in your life that's not supposed to be there. And it does a couple things though. It could break your heart, and you also too will be surprised because there's a lot of people you kept around you in your life that wasn't supposed to be going for the ride for as long as it's been going for. A lot of people don't understand. They be hanging with people that only thing you got in common is getting high.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Talk.
Only thing you got in common is street shit. And then when one person makes a change in their life, you start to see who your real people are. You start to see who's really there for you, man. Like it reveals a lot.
Add on.
That's true. That is true. That's facts.
Right.
They will remove themselves. I've seen it happen. I've seen them can't take the new you, can't take the new person, and tell other people, I don't like he acting weird. They don't understand it, and it ain't even for you to explain to them. Sometimes it just
happens.
The energy ain't there no more.
Right.
It don't even be hate. They not even mad. They just remove themselves. And some people understand too. Some people respect it and they stay away because they know they in the streets doing dirt and they respect it. They see the change. A lot of people don't see change. Some people do. Some people don't.
So I have a question. Prior to, so you and Lon was homegirls before, like friends, cool, like that was your homegirl before, or did you know her? Like when did you guys actually start going out up into the time where you asked, like from boyfriend, because it's stages, it levels.
Yeah.
So you from the boyfriend to the fiance, like from that. Yeah, explain that from that time to the fiance part, and what was what made you propose? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was your mindset? What was your mindset? That's what I want to know. What was your mindset?
Talk about that.
Well, my mindset was basically, me and her been friends forever. She from the West Side. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know Landy. I know your wife. I know your wife.
Yeah, so she from the block. So we always been cool, and she always had a good personality. She was always cool people, but I didn't never start messing with her until after I did my bid. After I did my bid, I came home and I bumped into her, and then we started chatting, and then we exchanged numbers. She asked me to come to church with her. I came to church with her, but for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. She had a light in her that was attractive. And it was something on the inside of her that drew me to her. You know what I mean? And I never had that experience with a female before where I felt as if I wanted to know what this new energy was about. You know what I mean? And the more I started conversing with her, the more we started talking. You know what I mean? Like the conversation was different. She was on some where I'm at with myself. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't no BS talk. And she was basically she was steering me in a way that I think God was having her steer me in the way, because how God operates is he knows his plan for you. And he puts people in your life that can help that plan come to fruition. And I just think that she was the one that I'm definitely supposed to be with, because it went from us dating. We was dating I started dating her like not too long after I came home, and we was dating for a while, and I was going to church, and she never forced none of this on me. It was always like, you want to come, you want to come. So I started coming. Then, once in a while I'll miss, But the connection was so genuine because, she was into her Bible, reading her Bible, but she was still living a normal life. You know what I mean? So I seen like how you can have a good time in the Lord. And what happened was that just attraction just grew stronger and stronger because we was building on something. You know what I mean? It wasn't just an empty relationship where we just dating and going out and doing our thing or whatever. It was like we started building from day one.
Damn, right.
You know what I mean? And,
right.
And what happened was it's just like that energy started to connect. It was like magnets. You know what I mean? It was like we was stuck. It was like we couldn't. We was always together. So also too, we was friends.
Yeah,
we incorporated our friendship with dating. You know what I mean?
That's the best way. That's the best way.
That's
from
black
around the
love.
way. So
That's black love, dude.
And that's why you on the show. Black love. We love to see it, and we want to promote it.
We not, yo, and we like to joke around and all that shit. Nah, listen, King. For any and everybody onlookers, this shit should have mad shares.
Yeah, because it's black love. I don't care what no one says. Listen to the man.
Bored, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, visualizing. This testimony is the real black love. It ain't that Remy Ma and Pat Poos and the shit that they're projecting. I'm bringing y'all some real shit. 18 years in the making of black love, man.
Let's go.
Hold for a second, pause. I'm making this chess move because people want to have people come on platforms and talk about relationships and this and that and this and that, and that shit is empty. I'm bringing y'all something right to your fucking face.
No, definitely.
So if we don't have anybody or know of anybody, here's something and somebody, here's a substance, here's a being right now. If you are having problems, call Goldie Go.
And I respect it because
right.
Like he said, he's somebody from Stanford. So it's not like he's a stranger.
And he's been married for 18 years and he's only 47 years old.
And these are men. And we talking to young men in the game that probably want to take the leap or already in marriage, that one-pointers.
This is not even for us. This is for the younger generation.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
for the young men that might want to take the leap, or the young men that's already in a marriage and it might not be working, or he's struggling. He may need some guidance. He don't know who to turn to, because most of us is single. Most of us is running around doing our thing. So we can't really give that type of advice. So so this is a good thing to have for them.
Definitely. You gotta trust in it, man. One thing about like it's a lot of people, you know what it is, man? A lot of people are scared to get married because they put too much thought in it, man. Like you ever see a couple where they could be dating for 10, 15 years, but the minute
Yo. He blacked out. Somebody.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Anyway, we can't hear you, Cory. Welcome to Talk of the Town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have a dope discussion. You know what I mean? Cory, check, mic check. We can't hear you, baby.
And he can't see us. He can see us or no? I'm trying to do the ear. Yo, we can't hear you.
Whoever out there that
can't hear you.
call him and let
Yeah.
him know that we
Nah, I
can't hear
think he
you.
get it. Can't hear you.
Somebody call him and tell Cory that we can't hear him. Welcome to Talk of the Town. Hey, Coast, while we having an intermission, yo, here go my joint. Remember we was talking, right? Yo, welcome to Talk of the Town. Coach, where you at, baby? Yo, welcome to Talk of the Town, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna wait and see if they tap in or whatever. See what's going on. Yeah, I'm just a big kid at heart, man. I got all types of shit, man. Never mind that, dude. You might see me downtown in Atlanta or somewhere playing that shit. I don't know. But yo, I don't know. It might be a technical difficulty. Yo, Goldie, I can't hear you. I don't
Could
know.
you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
I don't.
I'm sitting in my car. Sometimes my car be bugging, man. But yeah, but
Hey, man, that's what happened. That's what happened when you get married. You have all these nice, expensive things. You probably got a smartphone. Yeah, so
yeah, it when my phone connected to the car and it just did something weird. I don't know what it did, but yeah, like I was saying, man, sorry about that, but
yeah,
a
okay,
lot of
cool.
people I kind of it's like you got to always understand, like, even when you're going through your rough times, you got to understand, you got to hold on to that love, and you got to have something deeper to hold on to, because sometimes when you with somebody for a long time, man, if you're not communicating and y'all not working things out, things can get a little bit rocky. You know what I mean? The devil could start tricking you, playing tricks on your mind, and you start feeling like, man, you tired of this person, and she feel like she tired of you. Things
Has
like,
that
you know what I mean? But you gotta have that. You gotta be equally yoked, man. And I believe in that. And when I mean by equally yoked, that y'all gotta share the same qualities when it comes to the Lord. And you gotta build that rock. You gotta let the Lord be your foundation, man. And when you got a strong foundation, it's not so easy to be shooken up by the elements of the world. You know what I mean? You can't let the world into your relationship. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to deal with things amongst yourselves. You got to know how to take things into prayer with you and
let,
your wife.
let me ask you a question. I need to interrupt you.
Yep.
So as a young man, you know, how were you able to like have this strength? Was it because of the ministry?
It
You
was
know,
like,
to fend off like the outside, like the friends, because that plays a major part too.
right.
Because does that put you in a room now to where you have to be your choice of friends has to be those that are married? Like you have to share the same type of things in common. You can't be married and have friends that's not married. They wouldn't understand, like, yo,
Right.
I'm married now, so I got to do married shit, and vice versa.
Right. I look at it like this. You can have friends that's not married, but your friends that's not married can't give you marital advice. You know what I mean? So it's just like you got to know how to. You gotta watch where you get advice from. That's one thing that I learned. You got to watch where you get advice from, because all advice ain't good advice. You know what I
So
mean?
how does your wife practice that? Because I asked because we've been amongst the same friends and shit. So like I know, bro, like especially from the girl side, like how the fuck do y'all like keep that yoke like, you know what I mean? Like damn, bro, like fuck.
But listen, you know, one thing I learned, man. I learned one thing is this, man. You gotta keep your situations in house. I've never been the type of person to be like, if I'm going through certain things, I never was the type to kind of like, bring it out to everybody. So it's sometimes you need certain advice, but when we going through certain things, we try to deal with it with each other. You know what I mean? Because the less people you have involved, the easier it is to solve your situation. I learned that, man, because you gotta look at life like this, right? What if she got a friend that secretly don't like me? And then she goes to that friend for advice, and her friend be like, man, girl, I told you goat wasn't shit. I told you this, and then boom, boom, boom. And then, you know what I mean? She already feeling vulnerable because she upset with you, or say it's vice versa. I got a friend that secretly don't like her. You know what I mean? And I go to him with my problems about my wife. He like, man, listen, I told you, boys, listen, you might as well get up out of that, man, and find you something new. And then now your brain is now you being tricked to believe that, man, I'm tired of this, because that's how the enemy works. You know what I mean? Sometimes the devil works through people. You know what I mean? So you got to watch where you get certain information from. So for us, what we do is, listen, man, if we got something going on, we deal with it with each other, man. We deal with it with each other, and we try to listen. She got a strong faith. I got a strong faith. We pray on it, and sometimes, listen, you may go a couple of days of not speaking, but you gotta work that thing out amongst one another. You gotta know how to maintain that love.
So the key thing is faith.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
A lot
I,
of it.
right. I'm sure because I want to say I'm newly into it. Been married 2 years. August 31st and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Congratulations.
newly,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. So I don't know it all, and I'm bumpy, and sometimes I'll be like, fuck this shit, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
I,
human.
yeah, but so now that I know, you know what I'm saying, and keeping it in mind and in thought, I want to surround myself around, have friends of that nature. I think the stronger of a foundation, a brotherhood, should I say? You know what I'm saying? I think,
Absolutely.
that, yeah, I think where we can open up to one another sometimes. You can be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely. Having
Yeah,
married friends works. Having married friends helps,
but
because you
but
got a little more to relate to one another.
but two, just like how my relative come and he says, yo, you have to vet your people, just like vet who you bring on talking to town, vet your friends, vet who you let before you let them into your home. You know what I'm saying? All that applies. And I think that it's a beautiful thing to know that, damn, whenever I am going through a rough spot, let me call Cory. You could, because you got what, 18 years in?
Yeah,
Of,
yeah. And that definitely works, man. And having a strong corner. Like when I say that, like for me, like I talk to my pastor. Like there's certain people that I know I could talk to, where you could get sound advice. You know what I mean? Where it's not going to be biased. I'm not on your side. I'm not on her side. I'm just giving you some solid information, some solid advice. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times that's what we need. And that's why when I said prior that you got to kind of watch where you get information from, because you don't want somebody who's just going to be on your side because that's your boy. and she don't want somebody who's just going to be on her side because it's her girl. You know what I mean? But not saying that she doesn't have, or he doesn't have good friends who would be like, yo, bump, nah, man, you're bugging, man. You need to go and tell that girl you apologize because you did this. Or she
Right.
has some friends that be like, well, maybe you could have done this differently, or maybe you could, like, you need people that's going to really kind of like make you think about your situation, opposed to just agreeing with you and making you feel like you're right and you're wrong. You know? So
So
that helps.
so it might be a little off, but it's a fair question. So what do you think are some of the vices that is amongst those who are in failed relationships, and it's not even marriage? Like, what is some advice? Because there may be women and there may be men, let's just say 50-50, that say, well, I want this. But when we get what we want, that relationship, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we don't know what it takes and we want to hit the eject button quick as fuck. And a lot of us, that's all we know is to run and
Right.
not discuss how we feel, or, you know, show that masculine side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I care. So I'm going to deal with empathy the way it's supposed to be dealt with. So what is your advice to some people, you know, that's struggling with that?
Well, I feel like this, and don't get me wrong, I'm no expert in when it comes to,
Oh, true,
you know what I
true,
mean?
true.
But I
But
just,
you're somebody that I can tilt my hat to have endured, and a lot of that too, you know, comes from a spiritual foundation. You had to find and start platting your foundation with some type of place where you can find faith and trust, and you can shape and mold that. A lot
right.
of people aren't in the ministry. They don't have that type of foundation, or like certain people might be like, yo, well, what would you suggest? Well, I suggest possibly finding a house of prayer ministry, a house to dwell. Um, I did when I moved to Raleigh. I go to Mount Peace Baptist Church right off of Martin Luther King and Raleigh Boulevard. So that's another side that I show, but I don't promote or push because a lot of people aren't ready for that. But then they want to ask, how does all these different miracles and how does all these different things? Well, you haven't been working in 6 years. How do you stay afloat? You got rings, you have this and all of this and all of that. But if I tell you to go here for it, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, definitely. I just feel like I look at relationships like this, man,
You have to
because
have faith in something.
yeah, and that's true. And a lot of times it's like this, right? A lot of people be in relationships, man, for the wrong reason.
Mm.
And a lot of people are just comfortable in their situation. And I feel like when you're in a relationship, especially when you're getting older and you're getting tired of the mess, you're getting tired of the games and things like that. You know, when you younger, I don't think you're really looking at it like that. But when you start getting a certain age, and
Yeah,
you looking for a more stable situation, and
yeah,
you got to look for somebody who's going to bring you peace, man, opposed to the opposite. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we get caught up in these relationships where we just get comfortable. We get comfortable in the deceit. We get comfortable with the toxic situations. We just get comfortable, and opposed to doing something that, or being with somebody who's going to make you happy. And I can't even say that because I believe that nobody can make you happy. And I'm gonna explain that. I
okay.
feel like
I'm all ears.
happiness is something you can only bring yourself, and a person only adds to your happiness.
Right,
You know what I mean? Because you could be with a person who's a good person, a caring, loving person, but if you're not a happy person, it's nothing anyone else can do to you or for you that's going to bring you happiness.
right.
People only come into your life to add to your happiness. You know what I mean? Because you could be a happy person and get with a miserable person, and then that person can destroy your happiness. You know what I mean? So I feel that's just me. I feel like nobody can bring you happiness. But so this, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people who's going to disagree with me, and I'm a firm believer of that, and I just feel like
It sounds about right because all of that you find within yourself. You can't expect somebody to love you more than you love yourself. Like if you don't
right,
love yourself, there are people that it does happen. Like see your worth, you like, yo, I think you should do this. Like, yo, I see you. But if you don't see, yourself to get up to that, then it
right.
doesn't come up. But yeah, definitely, definitely.
People could build you up. They could build you up, man. Like you could be with somebody, and it's like like what my wife did for me. It's like she kept me in this mind state where I just wanted to do more. I wanted to be better. You know what I mean? And she created that platform for me where it was like she was my support system, and she added something to me, to my happiness, that just it boosted it, and it just made me want to do more. It made me want to be a better person. And when you have somebody that's like that, it's like you don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? You don't want to let them down because you see how much they putting into you, and they pouring something that's genuine inside of you. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not nothing false. And as men and as women, you know when something real and when something's not, man. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right, right, brother, right. No
So
game, none of the you know what I mean? It's
nah, definitely.
genuine.
You gotta see the genuineness, man. And I mean, a lot of times, man, I feel like a lot of relationships could work, but people just give up on them. They give up on it because when things get rocky, they don't want to deal with the hard times. You know what I mean? And a lot of people just think relationships are supposed to be good all the time. That you're supposed to be happy and it's roses and rainbows and all of that all the time. That's not what love is all about all the time, man. You could love somebody and still be, hit a hard patch, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, instead of getting over that hard time, they'll bail out the relationship. Like anybody you'll talk to, like a lot of our grandparents and that's been together for 50, 60, 70 years. If you ask them how their relationship was, man, they'll tell you, man, there's times they didn't even like the person they was with, but they never stopped loving them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's where you got to understand. You got to always love who you with, man. You got to always love who you with, even in the times that you don't like them. You know?
So I asked you a question earlier and shit, and I was like, yo, like I asked you, I said, how do you still open the car door for your wife when you mad as fuck? The same way you would do it when we happy and shit, got some money in our pocket.
Love, man. It's love, man. It's like I said, you never stop loving them, man. You gotta always
Hey yo, bro, you opening the door like this, fuck you.
you bumping it with the door. You open it for her, but you bump her with it, right? Yo, nah, listen, man. That's just human. They call that humanistic characteristics, man. It's just certain,
Cause I'm a newbie and it's shit going on. Cause it's like, do you guys have kids and shit together?
Yeah, we got 2 kids together. Yeah.
Yeah, I so how old are your babies, yo? Or how old are your kids, man?
I got a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. Well, my
You got
10-year-old, she about to turn 11, so they like a year apart.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they like a year apart. So they girls, they both girls. So I'm outnumbered in the house right now, man. But
No,
they
no, that's a beautiful thing, B.
yeah, and that's what
Most,
helps too, because
most people that we grew up with our age never experienced no shit like that. So to even fathom the thought. Like, I'm 51, bro, so I got you like by 5.5 years type shit. You know what I mean? And I watch you guys grow up. So I don't know as much, you know what I'm saying, of what it may appear, no, because people grow apart like different time zone, different mind zone. So I never knew you guys had 2 kids, first and foremost. I didn't know you guys were married for 18 years. I think it's not what I think. I know that's beautiful from growing up in this small ass town with all of this shit that comes with, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely.
Like everybody dealing with everybody and just like y'all beat the odds, like, you understand what I'm striving to say?
Nah, definitely, man. But it's just a blessing, man. I look at it like I don't listen. I don't take it for granted, man. You know, it's definitely a blessing to be able to have this relationship as long as I've been into it. You know, to be able to have, you know, my kids see that, you know, me and their mom are just doing what we
Right,
got to do to try to,
right.
you know, thrive and maintain, man. But I also too, I do it because I want my daughters to see something different, man. You know, coming up in the environment we come up in, sometimes it's a little, you know, relationships be rocky and things like that. So I just want to show my daughters, like, listen, as opposed to telling them what a good man is, I just try to show them, man. I try to
Ooh,
show them, instead of telling them how I want them to be treated, I kind of show them by the way that I treat their mom. So when they get the visual and they see it, it's like when you live in the lesson, it's easier for them to see what they want when they get older, opposed to me just telling them, hey, this is what a person is, but I'm not living that type of lifestyle. So when they see it going on in their house, when they see it going on in their house, they know that, hold on, sorry about that. My car bugging again. You know, when they see it going on, they're able to identify, like, damn, this is the things that my dad do. This is what, you know what I mean? So they're gonna get used to seeing this type of stuff. So
like,
when they
right,
get older,
right,
God willing, you know, they'll want the same type of treatment for themselves. You know,
right,
so
right.
fingers crossed, man. You know?
Got it. You want to know why, Corey? Because yo, son, you reap what you sow, bro. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
you're you're gonna reap what you sow. See, a lot of these parents that is at war, like, you know, you flip the pages in the Bible to where it says, you know, daughters against mothers and fathers against sons and things of that nature. And it starts within the house. It starts from what they hear, see, feel, smell. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And if that's big, what you said is big. It starts in the house. You want them to see how I treat their mom. So a lot of these single moms, and it's no shade because my mom was a single mom at some point where she tried, you know, she strived to raise 3 boys to be men. So it's nothing against that. But we have to understand the cause and effects. Like, we might think we being jived and slick by our kids and, you know, even with friends and how we speak and the different things that we may indulge in, and we think our kids don't pay attention, they're like sponges. So if this kid see mommy with a boyfriend here and the boyfriend there, like, these kids think this stuff is cool.
right, right.
So these is just jewels to pick and choose from. It's like a tree is fruit of life. So please do not get any of this misconstrued. For
Right.
children,
And even
we,
even for the single women, man, I look at it like this too. Even for the single women, like women out there who are single and they dating, you gotta just watch who you bring around your kids, man. Don't everybody you mess with, you ain't gotta bring home. And I feel like it's like even like, you know, for me, I never was the type of person when I was coming up. I listen, man. If she wasn't the real deal, she never would meet my moms ever in life. You know what I mean? So I feel like you gotta have that same mindset when you get older. Like, women know who they dealing with, and if they dealing with somebody that's a solid dude and he's a good person and he's worthy of bringing around your kids, then listen, go for it. You know what I mean? But you gotta watch the energy you bring around your kids, man, because your kids are watching. Your kids absorb everything. They seeing your moves. They seeing how you talk. They seeing how how you let people talk to you. They pay attention to that, man. Even though you think they may not be watching, they are watching. You know what I mean? So, you know, even for the ladies out there that's trying, man, because a lot of them, man, they doing their best, and a lot of them are doing a great job as single women. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But single women have needs too, and sometimes, man, those needs overcome their better judgment, their better sense of judgment, and some of them make the wrong decisions in the people that they date, and some of them don't. But even if they make the wrong decision in the people that they date, just keep that away from your kids, so that your kids don't see. You know.
Yeah, I'm a part of that. That's all. It's we're not speaking on relationships and none of that. It's just sound advice from people that have this experience and that is wise enough to know and to hopefully give this back so others do not make the mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Congratulations to my man Harry Gross. I hope to have him on Talk of the Town. I never thought he would get there. Shit. My boy done did the damn thing. And, you know what I'm saying? So salute, and it's crazy because back in the day, like the Bill Cosby days and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had what we wanted our families and shit to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that was taken away from us. So I don't even think these kids have a vision on a man in the house who upholding and maintaining through sickness and health.
Nah, definitely.
Have you guys renewed your vow?
Say that again?
Have you guys renewed your vow this year?
No, we're gonna do it in another 2 years.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, another 2 years. She already on it. She already planning, and one thing about my wife, boy, she don't waste no time, and she be having shit planned years in advance, man.
I listen, again, I'm a newbie. I brought you up here to educate me. And the people that's in back of me, they want to be educated too. I'm here to just be like, yo, I'm seeking out the best, because every day I'll be like, yo, I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better son, a brother, a friend. I want to be better at everything, man. Like, you feel me? I want to set the bar high. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I'm working on me. I'm working on my marriage. I'm working on, when I get mad, I still gotta open this door. And what you say, bumper a little bit? Fuck, like, you know what I mean? Holding up, but making sure I get the majority of it while she get wet, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
nah, definitely.
Yeah, but like you said, in all love, and I'm overstanding to watch my tone, watch what I say. I'm overstanding on that words kill, that the tongue is powerful and it cut deep. You know what I'm saying? So coming from Connecticut, where everything is like just, we just walk away too manly to express or to, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming a long way.
Yeah, but it's all with time, man.
Yeah, the last shall be first. So my youngest brother Don, he been married a couple of times. Tone, my oldest brother, been married a few times and shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first go around. So it's like, I don't want to fail. I had great women in my life. You know, a few of them and all of that, and know of my children as well, and the women that I have children with. I've had great women. My longest relationship was 17 and a half years. That was with my son's mom, you know, and Marie, yeah. So we grew apart, you know. I wanted and was looking for different things out in the universe. However, that kind of fucked what I was doing up. But I didn't want to have failed relationships, and if I did get into a marriage, have a failed marriage. I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Again, I believe the last shall be first, so I'm learning from everybody. So it's like, damn, if I'm the last one, then what's good for me, I can't mess this up in a sense. Like if I do, then I understand that it's me. It wouldn't be the person that I chose. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
But it's all, man. It's like this, man. Marriage is a constant learning experience because, you know, especially like, you know, when you got a few years in, and you just gotta trust the process, man. You gotta be willing to, when you feel like you ain't gonna say the right thing, don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean? Just be quiet until you feel like you shook off enough of what's going on where you can have a civilized conversation. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, just like you said, man, the tongue is a deadly situation, man. It could be a double-edged sword. You know, you could hurt her and hurt yourself at the same time. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful of the things that you say because words do cut deep. You know, and you can't take them back. You know, you can apologize all you want, but sometimes what you say, if it's the wrong thing and it cuts deep, trust me, that wound sits deep within them, man, and they hold on to it even though you don't know it. You know what I mean? So if you keep cutting and cutting and cutting, after a while, man, you're gonna cut yourself about that situation. You know, so sometimes when you're going through, and you got to learn how to just. Sometimes you just got to keep it quiet, man. You just got to not say nothing because it ain't the right time. Because if you do in that moment, you may say the wrong thing. You may say, you know, something that may hurt you down the line. And that's one thing I learned because I was man. Listen, man, I was hot headed too. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't no saint. So shit, I get mad. I used to say, you know, things that definitely wasn't right.
Yeah. But one thing too, I want to remind you and the people is like, yo, I'm just like y'all. Like I'm not this motherfucker that's like perfect and shit be, you know what I'm saying? Like I might go and miss a bill too, goddamn it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But listen, man. You're going through it together. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the beauty of it all.
You know, with that being said, it's like, again, I want to give you your flowers. I don't want to take up too much time. Interviews is only supposed to be an hour.
Oh, I appreciate it though, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we could continue to kick it and shit, but you know, per the co-host too. You know, like, yo, don't get out there, baby.
you gotta put him back on. I think he just said he got logged off.
Oh,
you gotta get him back up there.
Okay, I see. I don't be reading the comments. I don't have my face to the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yo, let me tell you something. For the last 20 minutes, my mic was off. I didn't know what I was doing. I was touching shit. But what I could say is I was listening. So the message got across. But I could say I was listening and the message got across. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing to have you up here.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And I was excited because, you know, it's positive and it's another way to show off positivity, black love within the city. It's another way to show it off.
Another is you have to have faith in something.
Yeah. You can't. You
Blind faith, yo, listen, there is a such thing as blind faith. I'm not gonna say everybody have to believe or run to God and things will change overnight. Nah, it's a process.
It's a
Like
process.
it
It's a
took.
feel.
Listen, for me, my process cost me 2 more ribs.
Mm.
I was hit by a drunk driver, and it's a process. For me to get here was a process, and yeah, it just didn't happen overnight. Part of that
Well,
process.
everything's a process. Everything work in stages.
Part of it is I suffered from an injury, illness that I had within 6 years before I even found out what was going on. And prior to that, I never knew. I stayed in front of the camera dealing with mental health. I dressed my ass off. I was doing everything other than showing y'all that I was weak and going through shit. So y'all only knew when I posted the live when I was going through the surgery.
Right.
So again, we gotta love one another, learn one another. You know what I'm saying? Because
man.
we never know what one another is going through. Pause.
Not definitely.
Program. That's black love right there. So what me and
It's right, and it's right there. It's visible. It's touchable. It's not far away.
Right.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
yeah,
man. But it's all God, man. I give all the glory to God, because I'm be honest with you, man. Like, having God as the foundation was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because I bring my problems to Him, and when I bring my problems to the Lord, I get some advice, and I get some answers that strengthens my situation opposed to tearing it down. You know what I mean? And it gives me a reason, and it gives me strength to build my relationship in Him, because marriage is about having trust and faith. You know what I mean? And when you make that, you got to think about it. When you take your vows, you're making that commitment before God. You know what I mean? So when you're bringing that person before God, both of you are going before God. That's why the marriage is in a church, and you got a person, a preacher or a pastor who's doing the ceremony, and they're going over your vows and things like that, and you're making a commitment before the Lord that this is the person that you want to be with. And I just took that serious, you know what I mean? And I just was just grateful, because I feel like when God gives you something special, you got to take care of it. You got to understand blessings come in all different forms. And when God gives you something, you got to learn how to take care of it. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, that shows that you don't appreciate what He's doing for you. And a lot of times we have a partner who is more than just a partner. They're a blessing. You know what I mean? And a blessing in so many ways, because they become nurturers. They become nurturers to your spirit. You know what I mean? They know how to somebody that you can confide in, somebody that you can have, that you can laugh with, somebody that you can just go on vacation with and be silly and have a good time. Like, you got to count all that as a blessing, man, because you got a lot of people out here that's not happy, man. You know what I mean? They in relationships where they don't even laugh with each other, bro. They don't even conversate with each other. You know, it's just like they just there to be there. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, so when you have something special, you got to hold dear to it. You got to be grateful for it, man. And me personally, I feel like having God as the center of it is what was keeping it together. You know what I mean? You just feel good as an individual person, man. Like, because you know, just what you see He can do for you and with you. He could take anything. He could take anything, man, that people just probably don't even believe that could work, and show them that what faith can do and what God can do. And that's just how I feel, man. I just feel that's why I be feeling so grateful to just have somebody like her, because she's more than just a wife. Like, she's a friend. You know what I mean? Like, I can have a good time with her. Like, so it's a lot more to it, man. And I feel like she's more of a helpmate. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that the Bible tells you, that the Lord will provide you a helpmate. You know what I mean? And that's what she is, man. She's just, you know, somebody that keep my brain steady, man. Because you know, sometimes you know, not anymore, but I used to fly off the handle, you know.
Right,
And
right.
having somebody that's able to basically, you know, speak to that and let you know that ain't about nothing, you know, it's a good thing. Gotta have that faith, man. Have that faith, man.
Hey, yo, can you do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Can you just look at the camera and say this to the world? Tell them your name and let them know that you are an example of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right. I am Cory Evans. A lot of you know me as GOAT. Listen, man, I ain't perfect, but I'm grateful. You know, and I just know that
Like that.
all things are possible, man.
An example.
You know, love the person that you with. You know, keep God in your life. Stay strong, and keep the world out your relationship. You keep the world out your relationship, you'll be a happy person. Trust what I tell you, man.
And let them know you are the example. You gotta say that. You have to, bro.
Say what?
Let you be the example.
And
we need somebody to set the example, bro.
And I'm trying to be the example.
Nah, but he said it perfect.
If I can help anybody out, if there's any type of advice or any type of conversation anyone wants to have, I'm available. My church is at 11 Hazel Street. We the Bread of Life Ministries. Feel free to come through on Sunday. Service starts at 11 to 1. And if you want to know where I built my faith and where the Lord resides, man, come on through, man. I'm willing to sit down with anybody, man. Married couples, single people. Listen, man.
Y'all heard it first. Don't be shy, y'all. Don't be shy.
Don't go.
Y'all heard it first.
Oh, and don't go to the ministry looking for a wife. Go there to get yourself together. It all starts with getting oneself first, and then the Lord is going to bless you with what He feels.
What He feel you need. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's.
But thanks again for being on the Talk of the Town on such short notice.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it, man. I thank you guys for having me, man. I love what you both doing. I told Bump, man, you two work good together, man.
Thanks.
The questions you have, you know, the conversations that you guys are talking about, a lot of people are not doing it. You know, y'all gotta just keep doing what you're doing, man. Nothing happens overnight, but what you're doing is a good thing. And trust me, man, you're gonna see the results of all this positivity. So just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
Yo, it was just as simple as, I ain't even going to say short notice. Yo, my boy hit me, I guess, last night, joint sparked him. My boy hit me early. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm loving what it is. You know, then the phone call was made. That phone call, you know, resided between him and I, and boom, he here. That's simple as that.
That's it, man.
It shouldn't have to go through, that let me know what the fuck is the deal right there.
Definitely, man. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. And listen, man, if you ever need another topic conversation, hit me up, man. I'm available, man.
Check it. I'm gonna tell you now. When you seeing that men's support group pop up, man, because the ministry is needed. We're not pushing that off enough, because guys like us, yo, if we tell them the real shit, they'll probably look at us and be like, man, y'all niggas ain't like, yeah. And for us to sit up here and say we had to build a different type of foundation other than the streets and bread and who we shot and who we are putting it in, all that, like, nah, like, feel me? So, you know what I mean?
Nah, definitely.
This is a real situation, because he worked for me. He had to fucking have a young lady who was a drunk driver hit me at 3 a.m. in the morning, you know what I'm saying, and fuck my life up. But that was to get my attention, like, yo, you still want to do the dumb shit? Like, you're not trying to. So, here, boom. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom.
Definitely. God is a merciful. He's a merciful God, man. He gives us a lot of chances, bro.
He's able to get our attention. And then after that, you know, he saves his best soldiers for the best fight. So here we are. By COVID, we survived a lot of different things to be here to even give this back. So who better but who? However, yeah. Coach, you got anything?
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Really? I just want to say to all the viewers, keep tuning in. That's about it.
We know each other, and we all going.
That is about it.
Yeah, we might
enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. To all the viewers that's tuning in, tune in for the words of wisdoms. I hope y'all got some words of wisdom. I hope y'all found some jewels and some insight. And
however,
however,
open mic, open floor, men's mental health.
oh yeah, yeah. Every Tuesday, 7 to 9, we have a men's mental health.
Okay.
God, tap in when we're doing one-on-one interviews. You will not get in. That means that one-on-one is for that person to have the floor only. If those is wanting to talk, whatever, hit me in the inbox, man. We got the open mic. But don't interrupt or try to chime in, man, when we're doing an open interview with that one person. In all due respect. Other than that, I love y'all. Have a dope Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Peace out, bro.
Blessings.
Back.
Blessings.
During Thanksgiving with some peach cobbler, whatever, and spread love the Brooklyn way. Let this shit have a whole bunch of shares. I don't ask for it, but why not?
It needs shares.
Why not?
It needs shares because it's something we doing something positive. It needs shares. It's a different positive.
Nah, definitely.
It ain't the norm, which is crazy. Which is crazy to say, but it ain't the norm. So we need shares. We need likes.
Nah, definitely.
We love y'all.
All of that.
Love y'all, man.
We love y'all.
Hey, peace out, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yo, go, baby. Love. Tell the fam, love. One. Everybody, one.
Everybody, one. Have a Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Heard you.